Yo, what's good? It's your boy Neo coming to you from Unrealistic TV, life from my point of view. And I just wanted to give a quick update and some brief little notes and tips about my newest slider set. This one right here. This will actually be my final slider update. I may make updates to this, but this is the final version of it that I'm doing um, for this year's Madden. And I think I this is to me this is my favorite set, my favorite update, because I have been getting really good gameplay out of this. I've been getting challenged by the computer. My games haven't been cakewalks, and I've even actually lost a couple, maybe like two or three, which is really impressive to me. Playing the computer, and I've had a bunch of games where they've come down to the wire, where I really had to think, where I really had to game plan and things like that. So I just wanted to give a little insight to the slider set itself. I have been working on it since Christmas break and throughout the time when I was off of work due to the government shutdown. So I had been working on it like nonstop, and I uploaded it I think last Saturday, um, where I finalized it and everything. So I just wanted to make a quick video and give some insight to what I changed and what I did. A couple of things that you're gonna see and you're gonna notice when you're playing this is, I'll talk about the player side first. The quarterback accuracy is a little lower, the pass blocking is lower, and things like that. But it was to create the difficulty that people are asking for. A lot of people feel that All Pro is just not difficult enough. So I did that to create difficulty without making it feel cheesy, without making it feel like you're being cheated, without making it feel like you're taking advantage of anything. So I managed to find a nice balance. And y'all know me, as I said before, I'm all about balance. I was able to find a nice balance with everything. So with that said, you'll get pressure. The computer will put pressure on you, so you're going to have to be smarter with your passes. You're going to have to be a little bit better with your pocket awareness and your pocket presence, because that's going to be really important. Your quarterback accuracy will go down if you don't have good pocket presence. If you're not good in the pocket, if you don't make good, if you don't create good passing lanes and things like that, which is important because that stuff affects your quarterback accuracy, as you know, because that's why the rating is there for throws under pressure, because pressure will create the inaccurate throws. So you'll have overthrows, you'll have things like that, unless you have just like Brady or Breeze, like those quarterbacks that are extremely accurate. But even they will still have bad throws, and on the computer side too. So keep that in mind. Now on the computer side of things, you can get pressure, but you're gonna have to bring pressure. You're gonna have to do things to create the pressure. So if you don't have a good defensive line as far as rushing the quarterback and getting to the quarterback, it's going to really show with the way I have it set. Now, if you have a really good defensive line, you should be able to get pressure with four guys. You should be able to get good pressure with the five guys with the blitz. But then you're going to sacrifice coverage, and you're going to leave a lot of openings for the CPU. So keep all of those things in mind when you're playing, because all of that's important to it. The running. You probably have noticed maybe a few of the runs that you've probably seen on screen from Todd Gurley, that the running backs they're more reactive. So they're not just going to do one move. They're in open space, they're going to juke, they're going to, and depending on their skill set, if they have good vision, if they have the ability to stiff arm, if they have the ability to truck, you're going to get all of that from the running back, based on the situation. So if there's an opening, and not just the running back, the receivers, anybody who has the ball, any ball carrier, more or less. And that happened with putting the fumbles down to 48. So you put the fumbles down to 48, and I don't know what it is, but 48 seems to be like the perfect spot for it, where they make good decisions, they make good runs, they make good cuts, they follow the hole properly, and things like that. So the running is vastly improved. I mean, I've had the CPU run for more yards on me in the past 2 weeks than they have maybe in the past 2 or 3 years of Madden. So that's another thing to put out there. The receivers, I turned down the receiving a bit, because this way it'll eliminate a lot of those spectacular catches. Everybody's not going to be making these spectacular catches and things like that. The guys that can make them will make them. I'll say that. So keep that in mind. The guys that will make the spectacular catches week in and week out will make them. Now, all the other guys will just make, normal catches. You'll get some drops, especially by guys who aren't really that good. So the catch in traffic is important. All of that. All of those things are important now. Now let's talk about the defense. Now I go back and forth I went back and forth on the reaction time, and you guys have known this. I've done this pretty much all year, going back and forth. Is the reaction time, should it be higher? Should it be lower? But what I did was I noticed in testing, I tested it for one whole week, just reaction time. That's all I tested. And I noticed that with it being lower, with my slider set, it works the best. I don't know what it's going to do with other slider sets, but I know with my set, it works the best at a lower rate. So putting it at a lower rate, it sped everything up. So the defense reacts faster for the CPU and for the player. The guys will get to their zones faster. The guys will play coverage better. You'll notice a lot of this stuff as you're playing, and it just feels much better. It feels much more organic and much more realistic to how football is supposed to be once you snap the ball. These guys will get in position. These guys will make plays. They will react to passes. They will react to things going on around them, and that's what I wanted. So I set it pretty low. I said I think 22 for the CPU and 19 for the player. So just you'll see some things there. The coverage for the CPU is much better now. The passing windows are much tighter for both the CPU and the player. But the key for you, if you want to stop the computer quarterbacks, you are going to have to bring pressure somehow, some way. Excuse me, is going to be very important. So keep all of that in mind moving forward. Like I said, mixing all of that, the coverage and all that was really important to me. The reaction time was really important to me, because to me that dictates a lot when it comes to difficulty. And you should see some of that expressed. I did everything I could to eliminate the psychic defensive backs and players, and I think I have done that for the most part. There's still going to be you're still going to see some stuff here and there, but it won't be consistent. It won't be to the point where you're getting mad and ready to throw your controller because you throwing a pass and the guy's not even looking and he just turns and bats it away. That won't happen. Especially now, head tracking is more important. So if you see a guy, he's in coverage and he's running behind your guy, he's tailing him, you might be able to still make that pass and get it off because he's not looking at you. He's not looking at the quarterback, so he doesn't know that the ball is on the way. So those are little things to keep in mind. And that's really about it. That's really the gist of the things, the major changes that I made. Like I said, keep an eye out for your offensive line and your defensive lines. All of that line play is going to be important. Your defensive back play is going to be important. The reactions for the computer are going to be much faster on both offense and defense. I've noticed that the computer quarterbacks react better. They will run. They will get out the pocket. They will move the pocket. Mobile quarterbacks will flush out and run and take off. Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson. I mean, these guys they'll just bounce. They'll get out of the pocket and bounce if you're not careful, especially if you're in man-to-man. And in closing, I wanted to say that one thing I want everybody to keep an eye, not an eye out, but just keep your mind on this, is the coaching adjustments that are in the game. The coaching adjustments are extremely important. I don't know that everybody uses them or utilizes the coaching adjustments based on the feedback that I get a lot of times for the slider sets. The coaching adjustments will help with a lot of the other things. So if your guys aren't catching the ball, you might want to change the coaching adjustment to possession instead of aggressive or instead of balance. If the guys aren't blocking well, if you're getting a lot of pressure on your quarterback, you may want to go to a jumbo sets. You may want to go to 2 tight end sets, things like that. You also may want to change your coaching adjustment to block better. But, of course, that comes with the flip side. The flip side is there may be more holding penalties. If your guys are missing tackles, you may want to change that a bit. But again, that's going to come with penalties. That's going to come with the, face mask and things like that. So these are things that you're going to have to keep in mind. Coaching adjustments will help with the slider set, because if you want the difficulty, it has to be this way. It has to be the way I set it. And the coaching adjustments will balance it out if it's not working out for you in particular games. So please utilize those coaching adjustments, because they will help you more than they will hurt you, but you have to use them wisely. This is where football comes in. This is where strategy comes in. I make my slider sets and things like that for the strategic players, for the guys that are going to be making decisions, for the guys that are going to be, so I can't control everything. You can't control everything. I can't fix everything with the slider sets, but mashing it all together and making it all work, you can create a nice balance, and I think I've done that. So of course your feedback is always welcome. Please reach out to me. Let me know if there's any glaring problems or glaring issues. If you just want to say, hey man, the sliders are working great. If you want to say, hey man, the sliders suck, whatever it is, just let me know. I'm here, and I hope everybody enjoys their gaming. I hope everybody has had a good season this year with Madden. I know a couple of people have checked out already. I'm still enjoying it, especially now that I have these sliders. So test them out, see how you like them. Let me know. Of course, everybody, you can subscribe to my channel. You can like the videos and everything like that. That will really help. That let me know everybody's watching. Let me know everybody's tuned in, because the last one did really good. So I'm hoping this one does the same. And in the description, I will list the sliders, what they are, and I'll also list where you can find them on the PlayStation Network. Anybody else on Xbox or the computer or anything like that, you could just take the sliders and plug them into your settings. And that's it. It's your boy Neo signing off. Enjoy your gaming. Again, any feedback, constructive criticism, whatever, shoot it at me. I'm always here, always open to it. All right, y'all have a good one. Peace.